Hello, awesome people. Hope y'all having an awesome day. So, as you've probably seen from the title, we'll be talking about International Children's Day. So there are no trigger warnings or anything to start this episode. Okay, so I'm recording this on International Children's Day, in Hong Kong, the 4th of April. However, I'm posting this every Wednesday, so I post every Wednesday, so I'm posting this Wednesday, which is the 6th, and so you might not be able to celebrate if you're living in Hong Kong, but it'd just be nice if you try to remember it for next year because it's a really great day with a really nice message. So Children's Day is obviously celebrated in honor of children, and for some of the countries they celebrate it on different days, but generally it's around April or like May. But because I live in Hong Kong, so I'll just stick with the 4th of April. And so there are lists of like dates online, but I'll just say a few of the dates. So if you live in like South Korea and Japan, it's on the 5th of May, and for most European and some African countries, it's either on the 1st of June or the 18th of November. And for the US, it's on the second Sunday of June, which is I think 12th of June this year. And for Colombia, it's the last Saturday of April, and Mexico is the 30th of April, and for Turkey, it's the 23rd. So you can just tell by like what I just listed that the date really varies worldwide. So those are just a few, and you can find out all the dates for whichever country you live in online, so you can celebrate it or whatever. And so this episode would be more of an informative one. So I have some info written down on my notebook that I'm holding, and unlike my previous episodes, I'm not going to talk about my personal experience whatsoever because my experience doesn't really matter, and it's not important in this topic. So yeah, if you're wondering, because usually I have I put a lot of effort into thinking of like a good title whatsoever. This title is quite bland and it's just not that deep. It's just Children's Day, and I just realized a lot of people don't really know about this day, and unlike Father's Day or like Mother's Day, a lot of people don't really celebrate it. So I just think it'd be really nice if people talked about it a little more. Yeah. So some background information. The first Children's Day really began in 1857, around that time, where a pastor of a church in Massachusetts named Charles Leonard held a special service just dedicated for children. But it wasn't that popular until around 1925 during the World Conference on Children Welfare. And on the 14th of December 1954, a joint resolution was passed in the UN General Assembly to really first promote and encourage people to celebrate Children's Day internationally. So the aim was to first promote mutual exchange and understanding among children internationally, and second to initiate action to promote like the ideals of UN and the welfare of children around the world. So for some countries, they would just do like little celebrations, and it's really not that big of a deal in Hong Kong, but it is very important in some other countries. So people come together, some of them like sing songs and dance and just celebrate together. I know a lot of countries like use that day to raise awareness to donate clothes and like toys, stationery, that kind of stuff to less fortunate children in honor of like Children's Day. But because of like COVID right now, it is a lot harder to do that. But there are still a lot of charities that do that, and it's just really something really nice to do. And I really want to spread awareness to this Children's Day, because I just think it's really a really meaningful day. Of course, because I'm a child, and of course, I think our needs are very important and our rights are also very important. But Children's Day is more than just thinking of our needs, and more of like encouraging people worldwide to just celebrate together and to work on improving childcare and like the welfare of children. And for people like me, I think I'm very lucky to live my life the way it is. Um, Improving children welfare is just to stop um uncivil acts and against children, and to just give them the rights they deserve, and that is like poor children without their basic necessities, and to just make sure they have everything they need. And for children that are forced into a marriage, so child marriage and also violence um against them and in their homes. And of course, no child deserves that, and it does hurt experiencing violence at home. And that's something I'm gonna be focusing on today. And for a child's life, their home lives to be very unpleasant, it does hurt a lot. And there is a huge emphasis worldwide on mental health in children, especially teens right now. And I realize the roots of mental illnesses. A lot of scientists realize the roots of mental illnesses and issues can be directly caused by their problems at home and their home lives and all that. And because a child's home life is so important to them, and they spend a lot of time uh, talking about their home lives and all that, so a really sad and a problematic one can cause a lot of mental problems, and that would be really difficult to deal with and would leave like lifelong impacts. And for this for this podcast to be a mental health based podcast, I think it's very important to really address Children's Day because of essentially promoting mental health and welfare of children. So if you celebrate Children's Day, I would just encourage you to look out for the children and basically the teens in your life, and to just talk to them and spend time as a family, or if you're a friend, to just spend time as a friend, and to just socialize, have some fun. Of course, a lot of people like they like buying gifts and like presents for children, and that's really quite nice, and especially for younger children. And I would encourage you to do that, but spending quality time and having a lot of fun is a lot more important for people like me. I know I have been having like the greatest time at home, and I think it's the same for a lot of children. And for me, I would really appreciate if I could just have a lot of fun with my family without arguments. And I'm sure that a lot of children would really like that too. Um, so if you're a teen like me, just look out for your siblings, and to just maybe for one day just stop fighting with them, give them a hug, and look out for your friends and have some fun with your family. And if you're a parent or an adult, just put down all the adult issues and business that does not involve children for a while, and just really spend time with them, have fun with them, care more about them, like talk to them and just get to know them a little better. And it's really painful for children to be misunderstood with their parents, uh, because their parents are essentially are supposed to know the most about them. They're so important to children. And so for me, I would always want my parents to understand me better, and because sometimes I would just feel like really separated and misunderstood by my own parents. And I think it's very common among teenagers. So it'd be just very nice for for parents to really just spend time connecting with their children. Um and just by trying and putting in effort, it might not always show. It would sometimes show, but children really can feel it, even if the feelings are not immediate, but they can really, over long term, it does have a really positive impact and effect on children if you really put an effort to be there for them, to really try to understand them better and to just talk to them. And that's something I know a lot of kids around this time would need from their parents. Okay, so I think that would be around it for today. And so, as usual, I'll remind you that you can always find me at my link tree. If you're listening on Spotify, it is in my about, and you can easily find it on my Instagram bio. So, please copy paste and go on my link tree and contact me there for any suggestions, feedback, or if you just want to chat. Please also remember to subscribe to my Spotify, especially on your phone or something, so you can catch my next episode, which comes out every Wednesday, so next Wednesday. But I do add extra episodes in between from time to time. And I also would like you, if you can, to please send me a message from my link tree. If you like the music added onto the podcast, like all the way through as like a backing track, the message can be anonymous, no names or anything. I just want to know if the music worked from the previous episodes, because I'm not really a big fan of music played all the way through, but I listened to like the episode, the one I made with music, and I realized a lot of people like listening to podcasts while they're going on walks or they're driving, and instead of like just listening to music, we'll listen to a podcast with music as like the backing track. So yeah, so just send me a message about whether you like the music, and that's from the bipolar episode, so season 1 episode 5, if you haven't listened to it yet. So yeah, that's it. So I hope that helps, and thank you for listening. I hope you listen to my other episodes, and hope you have an awesome day. Bye.